Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba e de ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi e de wa adwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV de eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne de ba na yasaka ya ne de abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye ba nti me more than astro so video.
I say you welcome to Eyewitness News. You are the man who brought this news into the limelight or to the fore, even though of course something that has been done according to SSNIT and all the stakeholders involved in a transparent and public manner. What is your reaction hearing that all workers en bloc have decided to embark on a strike in solidarity with the message that you have been stating?
Well, good evening to you, Maru. Good evening to all the people of Ghana. Tonight is a clear manifestation that when governments fail to listen to the people will one day declare that enough is enough. If you won't listen to us, we will bring the battle to you. We will declare industrial actions that can shut down the country. And that is what this unprecedented move. I don't remember the last time in the history of our country that all of these labor organizations, from the TUC to the Federation of Labor to the GMA to the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association to the teacher unions, the PURC workers, you name them, the judicial service staff, all of them are saying enough is enough. We must celebrate and salute Ghanaian workers today who are declaring that they ultimately have the power. And if their president would not listen, they will force him to listen. So this is a watershed moment, and I hope that the president will end the state capture. Look at what has gone on in SSNIT. If you read the transaction advisors report, it is clear that this transaction from the beginning, as I said, was an insider dealing. The May 24, 2024 transaction advisors report signed by Dr. Sam Mensah of SEM Capital, it reveals, one, that Rock City was allowed to make an offer to pay half, 50% of the $61 million bid price. And then they were allowed to spread the half over 24 months. Can you believe that? Something that was not made available to other bidders. All bidders were told that this is a one-off transaction, no installment. And yet, Rock City was allowed an installment plan. The transaction advisor also discovered that Rock City did not present a bank guarantee. Meanwhile, if you read SSNIT's own pre-qualification criteria, a bank guarantee is key. And so without a bank guarantee, Rock City's bid should not have been entertained at all. They should have been disqualified. The transaction advisor also discovers that Rock City did not even have the adequate financials. They could not have had the capacity to even pay those installments that they were talking about when they look at the cash flow of Rock City. So if you even put aside the constitutional breaches of Article 78, Article 98, Article 284, the conflict of interest, the fact that he shouldn't have gone anywhere near this transaction because he didn't have the speaker's certificate to engage in any transaction of profit, all the way to the violations of income tax, where they couldn't have presented a valid tax clearance certificate because they did not file their taxes in 2021 and 2022, all the way to the procurement violations, the rigged system, the share bias. I mean, this deal stings to the high heavens. And how the president could meet organized labor and try to convince them, as he tried to do 3 weeks ago, it just tells you why the system is now so rotten. I mean, look at all the state capture I've been exposing all over the place. See what has happened to the judges. The judges' bungalows opposite the American embassy. Even when the judges obtained an injunction, the marauding invaders defied the judges and demolished their bungalows. Now the judges are in court. I mean, seeking redress. Can you believe that? See what happened at our Parks and Gardens land, which I exposed recently. The local government minister was in parliament to confirm that and to really decry how helpless he has become. When his colleagues in government are just determined to take over everything in sight. Remember what happened to the Bulgarian embassy, which I had to expose. Another appointee of the president at the NDPC.
Oh, but more specifically,
I can go on and on.
But more specific on this SSNIT issue and the Rock City, just a few things. So, on the issue of the tax certificate, I believe that the minister had spoken to us and said that that claim could not be true, and that they would they filed the tax returns. They've been given a waiver by the Registrar General. Is it? No, the Ghana Revenue Authority. The Ghana Revenue Authority to do that. They've been given a specific waiver to do that. That's one. Two, on the issue of the bank guarantee, we have been told again by Mr. Bryan Acheampong when he spoke to us that there was no need for a bank guarantee requirement in the deal, and that there's no such thing in the pre-qualification arrangement. And then thirdly, on the issue of whether or not he needed a speaker's clearance, that again, the explanation was that it's a business that is a going concern, which is not directly running. So he does not have to go to the Speaker of Parliament to say, I need your clearance for my company, which I'm not even directly running, to go and bid for a hotel. Those are the answers that have come up. So I just wanted to reiterate them while you proceed.
These are answers that cannot hold water. On the matter of the tax clearance certificate, why is a different dispensation being created for him and they are giving him a waiver? If you read the pre-qualification criteria, it's there clearly. You must have the certificate. They didn't say that you can go obtain waivers. And this adds to the tall list of favors he enjoyed, the bias, how this system was rigged. And that is why I keep saying that, look, politicians, particularly when you are in office, don't go near such transactions. Don't be allowed to buy state assets. And I'm happy that we have made progress with our private members bill. We're just working on the final draft. We'll be sharing it with you in the media soon, and the Ghanaian people will have stakeholder consultations. The time has come for us to prohibit politicians, politically exposed persons, from purchasing state assets, because this is how it ends up, where we are being told we were giving a waiver, or we were allowed to proceed, and all of that. It has to stop. I'm not aware of any country where they take good governance serious, where politicians, politically exposed persons, are allowed anywhere near these transactions. It doesn't happen anywhere. Look, the political class, we must have a certain collective shame about transactions of this nature and must not allow it to continue. Now let me deal with the second issue where the claim is made that he did not need a bank guarantee. Please read the 7 February 2022 advert by SSNIT. It's still on the SSNIT website. Listeners can go. Just Google hotel sales SSNIT. And you will see the pre-qualification criteria is listed there. Bank guarantee is there. It's there right now if you go on the website. And I'll appeal to you journalists who do these interviews too, that please, show them the evidence.
Okay.
Just do your own background check.
Talking about evidence, Honorable. Okay, so talking about evidence, your colleague MP and Minister for Agric, Bryan Acheampong, has just called in for a quick intervention of some of the points you've made. Let's just hear him, and then I'll come back to you. So if you could kindly crave your audience. Thank you. So let's hear him. Honorable Bryan Acheampong, what intervention do you want to make on this submission by your colleague?
I continuously express my disappointment in Okudzeto, continuing hammering on points that he has no facts back. First of all, Rock City was not given an exemption on tax clearance. They were not. I'm told they submitted their bid February 2022. In February 2022, they need to have filed their taxes for 2021 by April 2022. So even as at 2022, that they applied for the tender, their 2021 taxes were not due. So you are giving a provisional tax clearance based on the VAT and all other taxes, payee taxes that you have paid. So it is not true that they were giving, Rock City was giving any preferential treatment or did not have tax clearance. Because as at February 2022, their 2021 taxes were not even due. So they got a tax clearance, proper tax clearance, and they attached it to their bid. So, and he knows that, some knows that, but he continuously tries to mislead the public. Number two, on this issue of bank guarantee, there is nowhere in any document of SSNIT did they require Rock City to provide, or any of the companies bidding to provide a bank guarantee. There was no way. You should show us. During the negotiations, I'm told Rock City proposed to pay 50% and the remaining 50% spread over 2 years. That is when SSNIT requested for a bank guarantee. And it was at the point that Rock City had been offered as a preferred bidder. They were the only ones negotiating with SSNIT because all the others had not gotten to the negotiation stage. So it is not the case that Rock City was given a preferential treatment that all others were not given. No. After you have won, you go into the negotiations on how you intend to perform the act. It is at that point that they said, we will pay 50%. Then they said, the other 50%, we need a guarantee. Rock City said, no, we are all going to be partners in this investment. Allow us to invest in the capex. The transaction advisor did not agree to that. That is a normal business transaction. This is not favoritism. So why is this young man going on and on and on about things that he has no clue about? Thirdly, he talks about me owning shares in a company called Rock City. He owns shares in a company called Volta Clenam. He claims that it is a farm, and he has no certificate. Just like I own shares in Rock City, I'm a beneficial owner of Rock City, and I don't have a certificate. The same reasoning applies to him. He owns a company called Volta Clenam. He is a beneficial owner, and he has no certificate. Why? Because he's not actively participating in the management of this organization. So why is this thing, and he's been challenged and flawed many times. He's been to Shraj, he's been everywhere, and this argument of his is not holding water. But he intends to obfuscate the issues and throw in things like state capture and this. If we are to go through every divestiture in this country, he will have no grounds to stand on. Rock City officially has withdrawn its bid. Monday, him and I, as politicians, we will start a business of talking. And whatever we need to expose, he will see where his stand will be from next week.
Very well, thank you. But he has given me the information to respond to the issue, the question you've asked about the the criteria. He has just shared with me information from 7th February 2022, which he wants me to share with the public. It's a document from SSNIT. It's a publication request for expression of interest for investment in SSNIT-owned hotels in Ghana. And at the point 3, pre-qualification criteria, it says interested firms should include the following information in their expression of interest. And there's a tall list there which includes valid SSNIT and GRA clearance certificates for firms registered in Ghana. The preferred hotel or hotels in which the firm wants to
submitted that.
You submitted that. Okay.
Absolutely. I can send you a copy whilst you're online right now to read to him. It was part of Rock City's bid.
Honorable Blackwell.
Valid certificates. And let me pull it and send it to you while he's online.
Yeah, while you do that, so let me hear him. Honorable Blackwell, he says that what you've said he needed to present, he presented, and he's about to share that with us. Would you want to possibly withdraw that one while we proceed?
So, first of all, let me state that I am not one to be intimidated by threats. This business of from Monday he's going to deal with me and all of that. He can start now.
No, he didn't.
You said as
no,
politician.
Honorable, hold on a second. Honorable Blackwell, hold on a second. Honorable Blackwell, hold on a second. Please, Honorable Blackwell, please hold on. Honorable Blackwell, please hold on. Honorable Bryan Acheampong, you are currently not on air. My audience cannot hear you. So anything you say will not be heard, even though it would be heard only by Blackwell. So if you could kindly wait when he finishes his submission, I would come to you. So Honorable Blackwell, please proceed.
Good. So he should not think that I will be intimidated one bit by those threats, and he can start now. He shouldn't wait till Monday. Secondly, let me state emphatically that the 7th February 2022 advert on this procurement put out by SSNIT, it is stated clearly, and I've sent you a copy, and it is online. It's on the website of SSNIT. You must have a valid SSNIT and GRA clearance certificate. The claim by Honorable Bryan Acheampong that they had a valid tax clearance certificate cannot be supported by the facts based on the documents I have.
Okay, very well. Since we are referring to documents, Honorable Blackwell,
listen to me.
Hold on a second. Just hold on a second.
I have to look. This discussion has to be meaningful.
No problem. It will be meaningful.
You allowed him to make his submission.
Yes.
Let me respond.
You tendered in documents which I read to him, and he has said on public radio that he's going to. Just listen to me.
I will be allowed to.
You would be allowed to finish if you allow me to come in with this intervention. He has just shared the documents with me, and I'm going to read it for you. Then you can use that in your response. The SSNIT clearance certificate is dated 10th March 2022 in the name of Rock City. The GRA clearance certificate is dated 2nd March 2022. And it's also in the name of Rock City Hotel Limited. He has sent me both documents. You can proceed.
The point I was making is that the intercepted filings of Rock City at GRA reveal that their 2021 taxes, they filed them 2 years after, in 2023. So we contend that certificate cannot be valid, it cannot be authentic. And it's one of the matters that Shraj is investigating. Because
Honorable Blackwell, the Honorable Bryan Acheampong is not being heard by the listeners. And Honorable Bryan Acheampong, if you could kindly let him land, because I actually cannot hear you. He's the only one hearing you. So if Honorable Blackwell, you can land so that we can proceed.
You filed your 2021. You filed your You will not educate me. You will not educate me on looting state assets. I don't need that. I don't need that education from you.
Gentlemen, Honorable Ablakwa and Honorable Bryan Acheampong. Honorable Ablakwa, to be very frank with you, my listeners have heard you arguing
I don't
with...
need
Honorable Ablakwa, can you hear me, please?
Keep it yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm saying that Honorable Bryan Acheampong is not being heard by my audience. I just wanted to make this submission and I'll come to him to also respond to you. So if you could kindly land, kindly ignore anything he says to you because it's not being heard on air. Thank you.
Yes, so I am stating emphatically and authoritatively that they filed. I thought you said you took him off. Because when he is speaking, I allow him to.
He is not off.
And then
he's not off, but he's not being heard on the radio. Honorable, okay, let me address him. So you let me address him.
Deliberately being unruly, he does not want to be heard.
Let me address him.
I mean, what's the meaning of it?
Honorable Bryan Acheampong.
You are an honorable minister of state, for Christ's sake.
Honorable Bryan Acheampong, can you hear me? Hello, Honorable Bryan Acheampong, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, kindly do not engage Ablakwa until he lands because we are not hearing you on the air, but we are hearing him sounding disrupted. So let him submit. I've read your documents that you gave to him. He is suggesting that they may not be authentic. I want him to make that point, and when he lands, I'll come back to you. So if you could kindly listen to him. Thank you so much. Honorable Ablakwa, you can come back on air.
I have made the point forcefully.
That this document is forged?
Yes, we are questioning the authenticity of that document. It's one of the matters SSNIT is investigating because they filed in 2023. They filed 2021 in 2023, and they filed 2022 in 2024. Those are the records available, unimpeachable, irrefutable, impeccable records. And every document I have put out on this matter and on other issues of public interest have always checked out. I mean, why will I forge a document or talk about a document that I don't have? The last time he dared me about these documents and I put the documents out, he went under the radar until this evening. So that is the fact. Now, on the 7th February 2022 ad by SSNIT, it is stated clearly that you must show proof and source of funding. When you read the May 24, 2024 Transaction Advisors Report, it states clearly that Rock City did not provide the source and proof of funding.
Very well.
And I have since published the Transaction Advisors Report. You should tell me that one too is fake.
Very well. Thank you.
That was a pre-qualification requirement, and it means that Rock City should not even have been qualified.
Very well. Thank you, Honorable Ablakwa. In moving forward, they withdrawn their bid. That should satisfy you now, shouldn't it?
I have always told you that this has nothing to do with one individual. What if we wake up tomorrow morning and Freddie Blair, who's been complaining about his sons making a high offer between $150 to $200 million, and they were left out? What if they announce that they are stepping in and taking over from where Rock City left off? So the principle is that these hotels should not be sold. So the Rock City withdrawal does not address the fundamental issues.
Very well.
We want the government, we want SSNIT, we want the president to announce that they are taking their hands off these.
Hello? Okay, so that's Honorable Ablakwa. Apologies, we lost him there. Bradley saying that they want the government to get hands off the hotel. Let me conclude. Honorable Minister, you've heard your colleague there. He's questioned the document that you've just shared with me, which I've read out to the public. You can respond to that so we can call it.
Well, first of all, those are the official documents that were submitted. They are legitimate. They are valid. It's in the we have asked it to release it. Okay, of what my colleague has in his hands, we don't know what he's talking about. everything that the company Rock City submitted as part of the transaction were legitimate, properly issued. But I was trying to educate him. If you are getting tax clearance for 2020 for a transaction in February 2022, you don't file your taxes for February for 2022, which is due in 2023. So a tender that you are contending in February 2022 is based on your 2021 taxes. So if he keeps saying that we filed our taxes, they filed their taxes in 2022, and therefore they were not valid, these 2022 taxes are due in 2023.
Very well.
So I don't know what he is talking about, that they filed their 2022 taxes in 2024. It is inconsequential.
Very well.
They relied on their 2021 taxes and got a tax clearance in February 2022 to participate in the bid. 2, when he said that Rock City had declared a losses and blah, and I challenged him to it, he said that he answered, he produced fake documents. Because the time that he was talking about, Rock City had not filed their taxes. He had fake documents. Number 3, he's saying that this whole thing is not about Rock City. Yes, it is about me. It is about me. And I have intercepted, using his words, documents about him going after Rock City, and it is about me. It has nothing to do with SSNIT selling anything. We know, we've seen the financials of these hotels, and it is not about the interests of the hotels. It is about his politics, and it is about his hate. And later, he knows what we are all going to do. We're going to play on the turf of politics. I don't care that Rock City claims that they have withdrawn their transaction. It's fine. He's doing politics. It has nothing to do with anything but politics, and it's pure politics.
Very well.
He has succeeded in hoodwinking a lot of people, but that is okay.
Let's leave
We
it
are
there.
all going to play the politics from today.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's the Minister of Agriculture, MP for Abetifi, Honorable Bryan Acheampong, has interest and ownership of Rock City Hotel. Earlier, you heard some Okudzeto, former Deputy Minister, MP for Northton.
Video way, I'm going to see every now watch our comment section. I say, young video.